Hey everyone, I'm Eric Brooks with Alpine Electronics, and today I want to take you on an inside look at the new R-Series speaker systems. These things are fantastic. There's a lot of great new technologies, and I want to tell you why they're so awesome and why you should have them in your vehicle. So let's check it out. So R-Series has a long lineage of being a great performing speaker system in vehicles. And really, they go back into the early 2000s, and through the years, there have been evolutions of this product along the way. So some of those technologies trickle into these speakers that you see in front of me, and some are brand new. So I want to share with you the benefits of these speaker systems and why they're really great for your vehicle. So first off, let's talk about the R-Series and really how there's two different platforms of R-Series speakers. First off, we have our R-Series Pro. And then we have our R-Series Standard. So let's talk about the differences that they have. So number one, let's look at the R-Series Pro. So the R-Series Pro, the first difference is this cast aluminum basket, right? This is a very rigid basket that keeps resonance out of the speaker system, which means you're going to hear more of the speaker and more of the sound and less of the speaker making it, right? So a great rigid basket material here. So that's number one. Number two, you'll see a fully flexible passive crossover network, right? So this uses audio grade components. It really keeps great control over the mid-range, the mid-bass, the tweeters, and it gives us a lot of flexibility within those, so we can change the output for the mid-range and for the tweeter all in the crossover network. So those are the two differences between Pro and Standard. Now let's talk about the Standard. Standard has this polymer basket like you've come to know and love in R-Series. So that's the number one difference. The number two is the inline passive crossover network. So this is very easy to install, and it's still adjustable for your tweeter. So you can change the tweeter output on this. So those really are the differences between Pro and Standard. Now let's talk about some of the shared features within these, right? So I'm going to grab this right here, and we'll talk about this. And we're going to start off by talking about Hammer Surround. And you know what? I'm going to get you closer to the action. So I'm going to come around here, and let's show you this product up close and in your face. So this is our 6.5-inch mid-bass driver, and it has Hammer Surround. So you'll see these ridges in the surround, and what that allows us to do is get a lot of motion out of this cone. It gives us great mid-bass and great control out of this woofer. Something else you'll notice is this woven fiber glass reinforced cone, right? So this is a woven cone material that has no tinting or glazing. It's a natural material that produces a very natural sound, which gives us great musical playback in the vehicle. Now, the benefits of this material is that it's very lightweight and very rigid. If you've ever seen a mid-bass playing, this thing moves in and out just a ton of times a second, right? So we want this thing to stay in perfect alignment. We don't want it changing shape, which is distortion. So this keeps its shape no matter how hard it's moving, right? So that's our cone material. Then the other thing you'll see is a whole new motor structure on the back of this. Now, some people see this and they think, oh my gosh, this is a lot bigger than our previous unit. Heck yeah, it is. This is actually giving us more motor force than the previous generation, which means more output, more reliability, and more mid-bass than the previous generation. Now, when you see this, it looks big, it looks bigger than the previous generation, but really it's no deeper than the previous R-Series, right? So that is a great benefit of this larger motor structure. It has more control, more output with the same depth as before. So that's what you'll see when you look closely at this. Now, those are combined features within the drivers. Now let's talk about the tweeters. So these tweeters are very special. First off, I'm going to show you this housing that they come in. This is our flush mount housing, right? So that's right here. And this allows us to get a really nice angle on this tweeter. So if it's mounted in the A-pillar or up in the dash, you can angle this toward the listening position. Now, a lot of folks put these behind OEM grills, right, or in OEM locations in the car. If you're replacing a tweeter in the vehicle and you're doing this, this will actually break down out of this housing. So you take the back off, It pops right out of here like that, right? And now we have a very small tweeter that can fit behind many, many OEM applications. Now, if you have a very small tweeter and you need it to be even smaller, you take this, you hold the back of the tweeter, turn it counterclockwise, and now the tweeter is really, really small. So this thing can fit in pretty much anywhere, right? So this is very tiny. Now what's cool is if you decide you want to put it back in the housing, there's a little white dot on the back and a little white dot here. So that's how you line this all back up. And then you click it back into place. And I'm going to try to do that right now. And there you go. Now it's clicked back into place. You just put it back in the housing here. You click the back on it, which it just turns clockwise to lock back into place. Boom. Now we're back in our housing, right? So that's how that works. Very, very cool. Now this is a magnesium dome tweeter, right? So it gives us very live playback in the vehicle. It's very fun to listen to. It's crisp, clear sound. And these speakers are all high resolution. They're high resolution certified. So these will actually play back beyond what the human ear can hear. Now I hear people ask all the time, oh man, why do I need that? I can't even hear it. Well, let's think about it this way. If the world around us has sounds that are there beyond what the human ear can hear, they must affect something, right? They're there for a reason. Why shouldn't we be able to play those back in our speaker systems? Right, so we take advantage of that wide bandwidth in your vehicle. And these sound really, really great. Now, we've talked about some of the features within them. We've talked about the differences between Pro and Standard line. Now let's talk about the sizes that we have available. And we'll start with Pro. So in the Pro series, we have two different configurations. We have a 3-way, which comes with our 6.5-inch mid-bass. It comes with a 3-inch mid-range, right? All the grills are included, right? 3-inch mid-range. And then it also has our tweeter, right? So we have our tweeter. So boom, 3-way. And then it has a 3-way passive crossover network. We also have a 2-way available. So we have a 6.5-inch mid-bass and the tweeter and a 2-way passive crossover network, right? So that's the two models in the Pro series. Now in the Standard series, we have a 6x9 component, which you see here, 6x9, right? So that'll fit a lot of different full-size truck, applications and a lot of other applications that need 6x9. So we have a 6x9 component. We have a 6x9 coax, which that means the tweeter's mounted in the center of the driver like that, right? So we have a 6x9 coax. Then we have a 6.5 component and a 6.5 coax. Right? So those are all the solutions that we have for our series, and they'll fit in most of the applications out there. So look, these speakers sound awesome. They have a lot of great technologies in them. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to what we have to say about these R-Series and why they are such a great fit for your vehicle. So again, my name is Eric Brooks. Thanks for tuning in, and until we talk again, remember to always let the Alpine play.